in a move totally unfitting of how we normally run things here, I have pressed the button exactly when told to, and let everyone know immediately after I pressed it. Therefore, not allowing any cold open banter to be in the recording. There was cold open banter. It happened all before the recording.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
my apologies, dear listeners. Send all complaints to Beth. Not because it's her fault, but because
because you're shifting
I'm a horrible
the blame.
goose.
I got EO a Christmas present, which is I am a horrible goose like my mother before me. It's a T-shirt. It's.
I like that.
That's
yes,
a great shirt.
I like that so much.
My dad
It's
has
a
a
good
shirt
one.
that says, "In my defense, I was left unsupervised."
Yeah, that's fair.
He can walk faster than my mom can.
Ah. Oof. Well, that's why you have to.
My kitchen apron. I don't remember the exact wording, but it's don't worry, I know how to do this. I watched a YouTube video.
Oh no.
I mean, depending on the YouTube video, that works. But also,
Yeah.
oh no.
Hi, this is Beth. Welcome to GURPS Wars, a homebrew GURPS Star Wars game with Crash and Ellie and EO. And hopefully I'm not cutting out. I'm watching my little ring to make sure it works. So, what happened last time?
We didn't murder anybody.
Amazingly enough,
This is technically correct.
the best kind of correct.
Well, I just finished editing 2 episodes ago, so I can tell you what didn't happen last time. We did not meet Darth Scruffy of the Sphere of Mysteries.
Mhm.
And we did not meet 2 lords from the Sphere of Offense, who both had lingering medical conditions and got some aid from Entuxa. These did not happen last time, because
We
they happened
met
2 times ago.
a technology Darth.
Baby Darth.
Yeah, who seems to have become,
Yes, Ellie, my mind was going there
seems
too.
to have become a let me
Sorry,
me no, it's fine. I am delighted. Just let me attempt to get through a sentence without laughing. Okay.
Yes.
That was not a request. That was aspirational. I am setting aspirations that I may fall short of. We met a technology Darth who became a technology Darth through being the one holding the bag when his master disappeared, and everyone going, well, you held down the fort for a few months, so I guess you can have his job. And he does not know how to do taxes.
No. The flimsy work is around here somewhere. You people had to find the flimsy work.
We met the most delightful retired lord, and I'm blanking on which one it was.
Drekthar.
She
had tea. Lord Drekthar.
She did have tea, and she asked me to get lightsaber parts from a top shelf.
And she gave us all jewelry.
Yes.
We did not really meet Korvac, a defense lord. We met his Sabrak servant, his long-suffering Sabrak servant.
Yeah. Who made it fairly clear that we did not want to meet him, and also that an extension needed to be filed. Because the taxes were bad. I forget exactly how the taxes were bad.
They were non-existent for Lord Korvac.
Ah! Very bad taxes. Non-existent taxes are very bad taxes.
So bad. But no, you did not meet him.
The last
As I recall, you... No, you go.
So, the last of the defense lords that we met was Gralkin Ironfist, who, to say that she is hard of hearing, would imply that the difficulty is hers.
Speak up. Stop mumbling.
At the end of
Kids
it,
these days.
Ran needed a nice herbal tea. He had never, not since his days in the academy, spent so much effort enunciating every syllable and moving his lips big.
But also, there seemed to be a bit of a fraud happening, and it wasn't Grauken's fault.
Apparently not. She requisitioned an accounting droid from logistics and never picked it up, but she says that a droid showed up, but it was the wrong kind of droid. It was a 2V unit, not a refurb astromech. And the droid filed the taxes for it, and the taxes should have been just fine, kids. And when informed that things were perhaps fraudulent, she said she immediately jumped to the conclusion that it was a strategy lord named Jexine who had framed her.
And proclaimed that she was going to deal with that herself.
Yeah, I think that there was some implication of that.
Which, we're not laws and justice, so maybe that's not our problem. As long as the taxes get filed, does not matter if some random lords murder each other.
Well,
Pretty much.
we got the right
Right?
numbers from her, so the taxes can get filed properly.
Right.
Also, throughout this, the number of bureaucracy and accounting roles that were made that were missed by one or more, in many cases just one or two. I've never seen that many failed rolls in a single game, and they were for bureaucracy and accounting.
We succeeded a surprising number of them, given that I have an 11 in bureaucracy and a 9 in accounting.
You take home homework from your Darth frequently.
Zen is learning!
Yes.
And I have been very talkative, so now I shall shut up and let other people talk.
I mean, that covers it. And Tuxid, anything to add to this?
No, I think they've about covered it.
Right. All right. Well, speaking of laws and justice, that's the next name officially on your list. Lord Harkus.
Oh, right. The one who might try to throw lawyers at us.
Laws and justice.
I guess we gotta deal with that.
On the list.
Yep.
We could delay that and go see Lord Twillin Shadowcleaver instead.
That's true.
That looks to be more of a
Former apprentice to
situation where-
Ravaxa.
Yes.
If we need to finish the list before we do any of the fun stuff, let's go see Lord Harkus.
Yeah, let's go see Lord Harkus.
Very well. Off to
We
Lord
can get it
Harkus.
over with.
Lord Harkus. Lord Harkus is laws and justice. Lord Harkus has an office that is a bit closer to the Citadel, where is the seat of government in Kos City. Well, actually, seat of government of the Empire, but useful things like that. You get to go into a really tall skyscraper and navigate. It's also kind of apparently wide, and there's a walkway over here to this other skyscraper. It's not quite as tall, but and then you walk over to the. You have gone in a circle. Why have you gone in? Oh, because you can't get there from here because of how the elevators are. Right. Eventually, you wind up in front of an office.
I made my urban survival roll by 2.
You can actually navigate this nonsense. So clearly, someone, these elevators aren't going to necessarily all the floors. It's probably not because they weren't built to go to the floors. It's probably because some Sith or other decided they didn't want an elevator going to their, through their office. They wanted this space right here, and therefore they just sort of chopped it off, so people had to go around and up elevators in other buildings to get through there.
I grew up on Coruscant.
You grew up on
This
Coruscant.
sort of thing happens.
Yes.
I mean,
it's usually
yeah, they don't have Sith there, but they do have, like, all sorts of random rich corporate people who go, well, I bought out this level of this building, and I don't like that people can just elevator through to whoever's on top. I'm going to knock that down and put another elevator over here or put a walkway over here so that people can just park right outside. No, they're all like that.
exactly. Yes.
Look,
yes.
if I give
you recognize
access
this.
to an elevator shaft that goes through my domain, some Jawa with explosives 20 is going to drop a ribbon sandwich down it. It's happened before.
Admittedly, I think that was Ord Mantell, but yes.
Well, word gets around, I'm sure, in certain circles. Maybe not word of that in particular, but word of incidents.
Considering that you are actually in the future from the other group's perspective, or they're in your past, yeah, word could get around. You never know.
I did say that Rand was reading a memoir of the events that took place. He believed it was fictional, but he was reading a memoir of the events that took place.
I mean, it might be fictional, depending on how much fictionality got fictioned. Well, so it's an office. It's got a little buzzer on it. It's got Lord Harkis's name on it, which is let's see. Do I have Harkis's actual full name here just for grins because I'm a horrible goose? Lord Harkis II. Laws and Justice. It also has taped under it a leave a message at the front desk.
Well, this should go quick. It's not Harkis the hour.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm here all week.
I hope we won't be here all week. He's also not Lord Harkis the Weak.
No, I don't imagine he'd
Anyway,
be a lord if he was
puns,
weak.
puns aside, insulting puns aside.
Hey, I'm the one saying he's not weak. As I take a step away from you.
I also said that, technically. Anyway,
Technically, yes.
insulting puns aside. We need to find a front desk and leave a message.
I do want a perception roll out of you people, just for grins.
Will our luck from the previous session persist?
Ooh, there's a bunch of question marks.
And Tuxie had made her perception 5. Seth made their perception 5. Rand, you want perception?
You're breaking up, and I'm looking for my perception. Hold on. Remember, I never find
Okay.
it.
But you did before.
Yes.
Well, Rand has better perception than Crash does.
The little sticky tape that is used to hold this note to the door is weathered and looks like it's been there for some time. Make of this what you will.
What does the note say?
The note says, leave a message at the front desk.
What else is in the room?
You're in a hallway.
Oh, okay.
It's a door. You're basically in one of the buildings that Laws and Justice puts the offices of their Laws and Justice lords and other high-ranking non-Sith and permanent acolytes and the like.
So is it suggesting that we go back to the main entrance of the building and leave a message?
That is what the note appears to be suggesting.
Rand is debating how
Well,
quickly he can make a straight path from here to the front desk. He's not going to actually make
know.
such a path, but he could.
He could. And Tuxa made her computer ops by 6. Computer operation.
I'm wondering if I can find out when was the last time anyone saw Lord Harkin II?
Marcus.
Harkis. Not Harkin.
Not Harkin. That's someone else. He's an overseer.
Yes.
with a great deal of futzing around, but you made it by 6, Lord Harkus has apparently been off-world since roughly the Treaty of Coruscant. But you dig up something about the Fury that was registered to Lord Harkus returning early this morning, actually.
Is it too much to hope for that he's come back to pay his taxes? I'm going to take that silence as an answer.
I'm gonna contact the spaceport.
All right. You can calm up the spaceport.
Ring, ring,
Ring,
ring,
ring.
ring.
Which department of spaceport are you contacting? You know, you get the phone message. You get the phone tree message. You know, it pops up a little
Probably security.
Okay. You get all right. Starport Elf security. Is there an emergency, my lord?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. A Fury registered to Lord Harkus II, apparently, is said to have docked this morning. But docked? Is that the right word? Landed?
Landed for
Anyway,
us.
yes. Have you seen anyone get on or off that spaceship?
Let me check the records. Let's see. Oops. Personally, no, but hey, Boba, come over here. Roll for what's this? Where's the records? Like, I need to get the records from the Fury Doc Jenka. Yeah, that one. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, Boba here. He got those. Yeah, here's the records. We've got everybody getting it set up. We've got that looks like the Lord come striding down. Got the robes. Yep, hood up.
Can you see his face?
No, not from this camera angle. Sorry.
I see. All right. Thank you very much for your help.
Anytime, my lord. If there's anything else we can help with, just say.
I shall. Thank you.
You get. That's that. Okay.
Sorry, I just went to pick something up and threw like 3 different things off my desk.
Oh, I hate when
Oh
that
no.
happens. Yeah. Boo's so happy you're learning from Boo. You'll be a full-fledged cat eventually. Boo is sure of it. Sorry.
All right. Well, someone in robes with their hood pulled up got off that ship today, but we can't confirm it's him. And he doesn't seem to have come back here. Either that or he didn't take the sign off the door. He may as well knock.
Knocking occurs. After a moment, there's a little intercom and a tenor voice maybe, or contralto, and those overlap, right? Says, if it's an emergency, you can come in. If it's not an emergency, go away.
Lord Harkin?
Harkus. I knew that name was going to trip people up. Oh, well.
Oh, it didn't
Not
trip
me,
me. It didn't
because
trip me
I'm
up this
the
time.
Oh, you did it deliberately. It's Harkus. Harkin
Harkus,
is
of
someone
course.
else. I get his mail. Do I look like an overseer on Korriban?
I wouldn't know.
As we are not on Korriban, and I do not have a bunch of acolytes around. No, I don't. What is it?
We're required by law to contact you about your taxes. Well, law and our Darth.
The intercom cuts off. A few moments later, the door in front of you slams open. There's a tall person wearing female cut robes, hair down to her waist, dark brown hair, slim build, fancy gold hair ornaments. You are required by law to do what? It's the same voice, being accounting for speakers.
Sure. Did I actually see? I guess I would have asked for the video of whoever off the Fury.
That does like the approximate of the robes. There's signs of the hood that has been thrown back. Now that you think of it, the video, it wasn't the best video, but yeah, there probably was a lot of hair coming out from underneath the hood, to one side.
Okay. And does this track with official photographs?
Did you look up the photographs?
I'm sure I would have.
Yeah, this track.
Okay. Welcome back to town. I've been off-world for some time.
I have been pursuing a rogue apprentice across 3 systems. 3, at least. Since she stole a hyperspace-capable small craft during the withdrawal from Coruscant. I have just now gotten back home. I am in the middle of editing my report. And what is this about taxes?
Well, you haven't filed them. Here's the data pad. You can return that at your leisure.
I have not been here for nearly a year.
Yes, I know.
Of course
That's
I
what
have
you
not
said.
filed my taxes. How
My
dare you?
lord, would you like us to file for an extension for you?
An extension. You, a Twi'lek. Right. Okay, you're wearing ropes. Who's your master?
Darth Chardonnay, my lord.
Sure. Right. Okay. Extensions. Fine. Yes. File for an extension. I should not have to be doing this. This is not something that I need to be dealing with. I have a report to write. I tracked that little rat of an apprentice. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm just trying to convince the Jedi that I'm defecting, and now I'm going to trick them and
Oh, yes, the old, no, really, I'm a double agent trick.
approximately, which might have actually worked out a bit better if she'd been trying to contact the Jedi at all, but no, I think it was just grand theft starship. 3 of you.
Well, I'm sure you can write that off.
I had
Yes, they do send us out in triads.
Of course. Yes, it's always a very useful way to check each other's abilities. And
Indeed.
also subdue people who are perhaps causing problems. Always good to outnumber them.
Also true. Anyway, you're correct that this is typically apprentice work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you do seem to be short one. We will file for an extension. Hopefully you can get a new one soon. And then you can deal with this again, as I said, at your leisure.
She wasn't my apprentice. I want that clear. That was not my apprentice, but I am indeed short an apprentice.
Well,
I have been far too busy hunting that one down, who was not worth keeping, to be acquiring more apprentices. I'll get an acolyte to do it. We have plenty of acolytes.
indeed.
That's where we keep the clever ones.
I'm given to understand that, was it Grelkin Iron Fist over in Defense is making a similar request. Perhaps, perhaps you could get a twofer.
I don't need to double up with random defense lord.
All right. I thought I'd
Defense
suggest it.
lords or anything else. I'll get one of the acolytes to do it. That's why the place has acolytes, to do the work.
Well.
If there's nothing else.
No, of course not. Although, if you'd like, we could replace the sticky tape. It is a little worse for wear after a year.
I'll pull it off when I leave the office after my report.
All right.
Now, if everyone is done, and if no one's going to try flirting with me or something.
No. Why would I do that?
I don't know. Many people do. She is kind of drop-dead gorgeous.
Well, I'm very sorry. You seem very angry, and I don't tend to flirt with angry people.
Oh, good! It's working! Are we done?
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
Good. The door goes slam, which is not picked up by the thing probably, but Crash, dub in a slamming door there sometime.
Crash dubs in a creaking door, the sound of bats in the distance, organ music.
Sen looks at the others and grins and whispers, "No lawyers. That went better than I expected."
Yes, indeed. I myself personally expected to be eviscerated. Not metaphorically speaking.
It's the epic
Would have
battle
been
of
the
red
work of
tape,
several days to
lawyers
put myself.
versus... Sorry.
Anyway,
Oh, well, if anyone tries to eviscerate you, I'm going to stab them. I thought she was going to try to sue us.
well, if anyone tries to sue us, I'll, make faces at them.
Lawyers versus accountants, the epic battle of paperwork. Laws and Justice actually has a lot of acolytes who are basically on permanent assignment there because they're smart but probably too wimpy to survive their trials. So
And you can't have Sith lawyers without Sith paralegals.
exactly.
Yep. Which is why it confused her that there were three of us.
Probably because there weren't a pair of you.
Yes, she's used to paralegals.
Yes.
I don't think we make a very good judgment triad. For one, wrong side.
Yes, well.
Indeed.
That's why I lost it and had
Wrong
to mute myself.
Wrong
I
side.
know.
Which one? There's three of us in a triangle.
It's an in-nominate in-joke, Crash. Triads come with a seraph, a cherub, and something else based on the nature of the triad. What their job description is.
I'm pretty sure none of us are a seraph.
And
I
Tuxa might
appreciate...
sort of qualify.
And Tuxa lies.
I appreciate that there are jokes in our campaigns that are sometimes for such a specific overlap of interests that there's the possibility that it is only meant for a not 100% amount of the people who are actively in the campaign.
Yeah, well, In-Nominate's a fun little game. I used to do rather a lot with it, but
I'm still thrilled I found a rule book for it.
Mm-hmm.
At a used bookstore, no
If
less.
nothing else, yeah. There are still PDFs for it at warehouse23.com. That's warehouse23.com. Use the numerals.
That's great, but I will cherish the
break-
hardcover.
Well, yeah, the hardcovers are fun. Okay, let me just... There.
Hey.
You... Okay, I'll delete...
For the listeners at home,
since you've got...
Ellie and Beth are both using Discord to create lists of who we've seen and who we still need to see, and editing said lists to cross out who we've seen already. And they've been doing this at the same time.
Go up messages. Oops.
Meanwhile, I was simply pinning previous messages that covered the same thing.
Well, now you can unpin them and repin the most recent one.
Should we
I'm
talk
going to
to
have to
Lord
do
Twillin?
Lord Twillin Shadowcleaver, age 21.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that we should introduce him to Vorkath.
Vorkath's a little bit older. Vorkath's 24.
Vorkath.
Yeah. And he got
They both
tarts.
They both have a lot in common, which is due to their immediate superior not being able to do what they needed to do, they had all that responsibility thrust upon them at an incredibly young age.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, we introduce them and expect them to spend time addressing each other instead of getting all the stuff they have to get done.
Well, I figured that if they were, both doing stuff, they might be able to help each other.
Oh, there is definitely a lot of reasons why that would be a good idea.
Rand doesn't see
not
any,
with their
but that's Rand.
taxes. Neither of them can do taxes, but like in general.
Ah, so you filed them. Wonderful. Let's take a look. This is more wrong than what was filed earlier. You got help.
Yeah, but
Who, may I ask, helped you? Oh, or Doglard, no. Somehow, by your powers combined, you've made everything worse. This isn't even one of our forms. You seem to have made a new form. I applaud the initiative. I really do. You should be on our team.
no. No.
Hey, sphere of logistics is the sphere that makes the forms. Might as well take that evil and turn it towards a slightly different flavor of evil. Let's
More
be
evil?
honest.
So, technically, you've gone through the list that your Darth gave you, and overall, a number of these were. It didn't take too long to deal with the actual situation. You know, you had travel time and whatnot. It's probably getting closer to end of day where soon you'll have to be looking for people's homes instead of their offices, but you do still have time to get at least one more person. So you get to decide.
Oh.
Well, the only person we haven't seen yet would be Lord Twillin.
Indeed. Who is not technically on the list to
On
start.
the list. I think we should probably turn in the list and then go see Lord Twillin.
Yeah, there's a few people on here where we might be told, well, go back and don't take no for an answer this time. You have this authority.
I think maybe we should submit the list remotely and go see Lord Twillin.
We can do that. Or can we do that? I'm not up to date on all the lore. I don't know if...
You've got comms on. You've got comms.
Everyone's breaking up,
It seems
and
quite
it's loading an office
plausible.
in Foundry.
Oh no.
I think these two things might be related.
I was just preloading it in case you're going to do the delivery yourselves. Sorry, obviously what I need to do is make sure not preload things so that you can actually
Preloading is
things.
usually a very good idea. My internet's been a little wonky these past few days. Pretty much ever since that big snowstorm that hit a week ago. Which is very amusing for me to say because the thing that I edited this morning is going to go live in late April.
Well, we've been playing just 5 minutes. Do we want to go a little bit longer, or do we want to take a break while you're loading?
Are we still coming through choppy?
You are still coming through choppy.
Let's take a break.
Good idea.
A break.
5-minute break.
The button has been pressed. I will press it further. But the question is when.
Oh, well, if we want to keep going, then I'm okay if everyone else is okay.
I believe we were on our way
Affirmative.
to see Lord Twillin.
Mhm.
Yes.
After
Well, we
submitting
have to
our
call.
report,
Yeah,
Your
exactly.
email.
speed
Are
mail.
you going to try to get the email?
Space
Holomail.
email.
Holomail. It's
Space
Holomail.
holomail.
I think that's actually Spolo mail. Oh.
No.
That sounds like the space version of Gmail.
Yeah, it does.
Spolo mail. It's where it goes through Nar Shaddaa or something, Spolo the Hutt. So, are you trying to get Darth Chardonnac's attention with it in any way, or just filing what you've got and figuring that his droid receptionist assistant will filter appropriately? You press a button, right, Crash?
We are recording,
And people
yes.
can hear me?
I did press the button.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I assume that you are not prioritizing this so that the Darth needs to see it before you go on, or are you waiting for...
No, we're just
Okay.
recording.
You have reported in, you have gotten the acknowledgement from droid underlings who help keep everything running, and you're glad you're not having to crew the phones, because then you'd have to be filtering all this stuff. Yeah. And Tuxa, you did that for a little while when you were a brand new apprentice. It was horrible. Operator droids are standing by.
Why are they medical droids?
Well,
It's tax week. That doesn't answer the question. It does if you think about it. It's Sith
let's
tax
see.
week.
Thank you for calling.
Oh.
Logistics. My name is Claire. How can I help you? Yes, I know. My name is Entuxa. I'm doing a bit. Anyway, yes.
Well,
Uh,
and
We're we're calling in with no priority set, or emailing in, or whatever, and then we're heading on to Twillin, or yes, Twillin.
this counts as a cameo. Yes. Okay. You get no stop, wait, etc. You get the, this will all be filed appropriately and brought to the attention of the Darth in the order of importance assigned to it. And
That GIF
will
is
there
loading
be
incredibly
anything
slow for me.
this is?
But by the time I saw the
sorry.
first pixel of that hat, I knew what GIF it was.
So, back to the offices of offense, which is really back towards some of the area where Gralkin is, but not quite, because offense and defense are, okay, frequently they are semi-friendly, but also they're both military, and they do get to discuss the budgets where the military budget priorities are. Defense has an extreme advantage because defense has Darth Mar, who is, I mean, some people call him Darth Mar the Incorruptible, I suspect. He's like, well, there's an emperor and he would never dream of being disloyal, and this is probably why there's an emperor, is what some people say very quietly when philosophy's inquisition cannot see. Signs posted all over the complex, types Ellie. No hallway war games. This means you. Offense defense complex. Yeah. Strategy sometimes gets in on those as well. Because, well, everybody, there are 3 military spheres: offense, defense, and strategy.
And they share the
And
Ministry of War.
they share the Ministry of War. So,
But they're not allowed to fight in the war room.
they are not allowed to fight in the war room because you don't fight in the war room. You discuss war in the war room. You wage war in the war room. That's different from fighting. You can.
And if you're going to wage war on each other, you need to take it outside.
Very far outside. Like, how about the next continent or so?
If you wish, we can discuss the logistics of it.
Yeah.
I do have forms for you to file for that. Requisition of suitable landscapes. There do need to be reports on whether or not the landscape where the war takes place will be better off or worse off afterwards. Considering the planet we're on and how lightning hates each and every one of us personally, we'll just check off better.
Or at least about the same. You get to the places. Okay, it looks like it is actually very similar to Iron Fists, where she had her office adjacent to and above barracks. This to be roughly the same layout, in fact, prefab or whatever the construction droids were programmed with. So it's another one of those, different location, and it's very logical why it would look like this, because it's just a standard design, and it's not because the 3D graphics developers decided that they were just going to cut and paste this. Copy paste. So you know exactly where the office is likely to be because, hey, it's the same layout. And, there's troops putting things away now because it's late enough that they are probably going to be off duty soon. And you could go trumping up tromp up the stairs, go to the office. There's an office. It reads Shadow Cleaver on it.
Yes, Ellie, they took
All right,
inspiration from the
I'll
one
go up and
clave in
knock.
SWTOR, but also
Yes, that one cave.
In
every
Skyrim.
every ship scene in Star Trek, just every single one where they're going down a hallway.
I
Mhm.
mean, well, at least they have the excuse that there are probably a lot of hallways that are basically identical on a starship. SWTOR has the excuse of we only wanted to make one cave. I think they eventually made maybe 2 caves, but only under duress.
I think there's 3 or 4.
There's
The cave that leads to another cave,
mm-hmm.
and both of them are seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been D&D
Yeah,
games
it's that
where
one cave and that other cave.
there have been D&D games where I took a map from World of Warcraft, turned it 90 degrees, and nobody was the wiser until I told people what I'd done.
Oh yeah, that one in the second season of Pack Tactics was
Yes, you were exploring an underwater
the
temple,
Sunken
and I
Temple.
used the Sunken Temple map. It was in the frickin' name. On the other hand, I reused the layout for Fennec Senior's house, for Moe's house, and Ellie recognized it instantly. Because I didn't turn it 90 degrees, I guess.
That's
Naturally.
probably the case. Yeah, that's very logical. That's all right. Okay.
What do you mean it's the same person? It can't be. This one's wearing a hat.
And has a different color scheme.
My clever disguise has worked.
Knock on the door.
You knock on the door. There's a sort of harried. Yes. What?
Lord Shadowcleaver?
Oh,
Or
Criff.
apprentice?
What now?
Apprentice Shadowcleaver?
No, it's Lord. It's officially Lord now. Oh, Criff, what now? Are you
We're from
somebody?
logistics and we're here to help.
Oh, thank the Emperor. There's a somewhat scuffling sound, and the door is flung open. And I will see if I can load that. There we go. You may have to zoom in. He is a darker skin, short curly hair, has the 3 little red marks on his chin that some Sith, put the sacred red dye to represent whatever. And he's definitely on the body type levels that are closer to, say, Barris has. And flings the door open, looks with these incredible puppy eyes.
He's an adorable little
And
cinnamon
says-
roll.
He is an adorable cinnamon roll of a lord.
Oh, Italy's right. You're
Oh,
quite
dear.
short. You're no bigger than my head.
As I just told you people.
I mean, on one hand, that's true, but on the other hand,
Bro-
we've been disembodied head and shoulders floating around space for quite some time now.
That's true.
Actually, you don't even have shoulders. I at least have several fingers.
One shoulders, and at least one shoulder. His robes look like they are at least inspired by urban camo, combat boots, and the most worried, sad puppy expression. And you're here to help, really?
We
With taxes,
talked
at
to the previous / other Lord Shadowcleaver.
Oh,
And Tuxa has already bustled past and is looking around the room.
the room looks honestly a lot like the baby Darths.
Yeah.
There's
I figured.
the heads, there's flimsies, more weapons, fewer half-built contraptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just saying what I was doing. You can continue with Theo.
Okay. Here. Yes, you're here to help. Thank you. Good. Thank the Emperor. I have no idea how the taxes are supposed to be filed. When are they supposed to be filed by? Is it before or after the council meets?
4.
Oh, great. So I've got I've got. He starts counting on his fingers. How long do I have before they meet? What day is this?
When's the last time you left this room?
I mean, I leave it to use the fresher down the hall,
Oh dear.
and I sleep. I've got a bunk just next door, um, where I mean that's where I was sleeping before when I was an apprentice. Ran telekinesis other made by 15, and you have such a high skill that is not a crit success.
I tidy up the place a bit. I'm not moving things drastically, but if there is, say, a pile of things where it looks like the load-bearing portion of it is not quite as wide as it should be, I rearrange things so they're less likely to have a catastrophic failure. Stacks of flimsies, not paper. We don't do paper here. I understand that. Are now like lined up properly. The trash, I'm not taking out the trash. I will, however, compress it into a cube.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Wow, you're good at that. Did no logistics, did that sort of stuff. Thought that's a, I don't know,
Usually
mysteries
don't,
stingers.
but you look overwhelmed.
So my master kind of had a close encounter with a grenade.
Yes, we've met.
You
Yes.
mentioned.
We know we've
Oh, is she doing okay?
for certain values of okay.
Right. Is she getting any better?
We hope so.
Oh, yeah, me
But
too.
she's not
Um,
doing as well as she was last year. And that leads us to our current predicament, which is what you have on file right now is exactly what was done last year.
yeah. I figured at least it was something, and also that's what you have to file to get the funds so you can pay the troops and make sure they've got all that, right?
In theory,
It's not a bad
yes.
assumption.
Right. Good. Okay.
But one must make assumptions.
So, well, I gotta make assumptions somewhere because otherwise I am going to probably lie down and then all the flimsies will eat me.
Oh, I've seen that before.
And the data pads. Are you serious?
No.
Why do you think so few
Okay.
acolytes in logistics make it to be apprentices?
Because they get sent to audit mysteries.
Well, that too.
Also the stack spiders.
They're
Also
not
what?
so bad once you learn
The
to
stack
feed them.
spiders.
Antixia? What?
The stack spiders.
The stack spiders.
Oh.
Yes. They're bad at first, but once you learn when to leave food out for them, they're really quite docile.
You're getting the expression of someone who really hopes you're getting it and is not sure.
Look, have a seat. Let's go over some numbers and see what we need to change on the forms.
Okay.
How complete is that fresher?
It's shower unit and the seat
We're
unit
cyloning again.
and pausing. We safe yet?
The pausing came through clearly, and then my connection went to crap.
Weird.
Yeah, that sounded like you were auto-tuned.
Robots in disguise. Tell me when to talk again.
I didn't disconnect myself. It decided I had disconnected and lost signal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
I really
Are we
want to finish this scene, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to, because that's the worst it's been.
Well, in that case, I'll just have to hope that you can buy this afterwards so I can get back to the poor, frantic character. I love this little guy. He is a cinnamon roll. I love him.
Sithamon roll somehow.
Sithamon roll.
I'm barely hearing
I'm
what
sure he's
people are saying, but I heard Sithamon roll. So, EO,
Yes.
you get a Cipher System XP for that for Sen.
Can I use it for a player?
You can only use
Intrusion?
it for Cipher System stuff.
I mean, I'll accept it for player intrusion potentially. I get to
Oh,
approve what
I have a player version.
Okay, I am
Um,
hearing maybe 1 out of every 3 words, but I did hear something about using it as a player intrusion.
Sounds like there are enough people who are starting to feed off of the Wi-Fi feed in your area crash that's probably what's taking it down. We should pause.
We'll pick it up next week.
Oh well.
You'll just make sure to get me the clip for it.
I will see
Do
what
we
I
want
can do.
Do an outro? No, can't do an outro.
Can't do an outro.
And we're back.
And we're back. All of the Cylons have been banished to a different IP.
Turns out that if you don't do what the corporation wants, then they will throttle your connection, apparently.
The best thing I can say
something.
for my
you broke up in the
ISP.
middle of that for me.
Oh, no.
Yes, because you're using an ISP that I have sworn never to use again. And the best thing I can say for my ISP is they are not the other ISPs.
Yeah, I mean yeah. That's fair. I will adjust where my microphone is, and hopefully that will make me audible.
That's not an ISP at all.
That's a
They
microphone.
sell books.
No. They lease books or extended rent books or something. I don't know. Actually, can you
I
download
concede
an
the
Audible
point.
thing and keep it forever?
Yes. Your account doesn't
Okay.
go away, you just don't get new credits.
No. I mean, can you actually take the book and put it on your computer and not have to necessarily listen to it through the app?
That is an excellent question that I have not had the need to find the answer for.
Indeed. Also, I don't think you need to know that unless Port Willin has been having to try to educate himself off of the YouTube videos on the Holonet. Space YouTube. Sputu? No, we are not doing that. No. There is no way to put space in YouTube that will make it acceptable.
Especially after Space TikTok got banned for 4 hours.
I mean, it's the Empire. They ban whatever the criff they want. If the Ministry of Culture, which is partly run by philosophy or wholly is the Ministry of Culture wholly run by philosophy, EO?
Given that I am amused that you're asking this question like it's a canonical thing.
Details. It's not. That's why I'm asking you, because it's not.
My version of it pretty much yes, but
Input from intelligence.
it is not. Yep, it is not canonical, and I am not the GM, and yours can run however you like.
No, I like how yours runs, so I'm going to steal it if that's all right.
I mean, that's fine.
Therefore, I have to ask you sometimes. Yes, well, the Ministry of Culture gets to ban whatever it wants because it's run by the sphere of philosophy primarily, with large inputs from the propaganda branch of the sphere of intelligence. So, the Empire?
Congratulations to all the eagle-eared listeners who can identify what date this was recorded on.
Indeed. I believe that you last left Port Willin trying to decide if the stories about stack spiders eating logistics apprentices?
No. The apprentices know better.
It's the acolytes, dear.
Right.
We don't eat them. Well, I guess eat is the wrong word. Drink? What'd you say? How do you describe what spiders do? Anyway.
Okay, so you see the
web
expression?
cocoons throughout the stack sometimes.
Okay, do you see the expression on the little icon's face with his little mouth open in a sort of O, and his worried eyebrows and his worried eyes in his adorable little Sithamon roll face?
Sithamon roll. I forgot about that. It's been a week since we had to stop for the cyloning.
Yep. He is a Sithamon roll, and he is so concerned by your stories about stack spiders. He is not.
Relax, darling. It's a joke. It's a joke. The stack spiders. I mean, there are spiders back there, but the house centipedes eat them.
Are the house centipedes the size of a house?
No, goodness no.
We
No,
call
they
them
would-
regularly so that doesn't happen.
They live in houses.
And you call. Do they keep growing like huts?
No,
No, they
Okay.
have legs.
they have 100 feet. That's what they're called. That they're not 100 feet long.
You are all having me on because I have not had proper sleep in at least 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. At least you're not trying to stab me in the back. Are you? No, you wouldn't try to stab me in the back. I'd notice that.
Oh, heavens no. We're legitimately here to help.
Good. What do I do?
First, have a seat and take a deep breath. You've been overworked for a very long time. Ellie has privately rolled some dice.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Not even in Tuxa. Ellie has joined the game.
Now I took his rolled. Accounting, success, a 12. Professional skill, logistics bureaucracy, a success, made it by 3. Sen, administration, success, just made it.
We'll get you sorted, dear.
Thank
take a
the
seat.
Emperor.
And let the professionals deal with this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Rand, success. Telekinesis other, made by 12. What are you doing, Rand? It's obvious what the others are.
I believe Tuxa said we were going to get things sorted.
Ah!
Picture, if you will, the scene from Sword in the Stone, the Disney classic.
Mm-hmm.
Only instead of everything going into a small bag, everything is going onto the proper shelf.
Presumably being directed by Antuxa and or Sen as they go through the assorted...
This is going to be a group effort.
bits. Yes. Yes. Ellie has found a good gift for it.
Yes. We may or may not be singing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Which is the wrong movie. However.
Antuxa, history, ancient knowledge. Okay.
I'm rolling my default for librarian.
Oh, made it by 4. That sounds... I think that'll make it.
Yes, why not?
Yeah. Yes, you can put this back into... Okay, it looked like it was in a somewhat idiosyncratic state before it got turned into... panic. But you can put it back in a much less idiosyncratic state, where you can actually find everything and probably, scribble out a few post-it notes and make it a lot easier to tell what data pads are which.
Dewey Decimal System. Do we ever?
You do. This
I
will
love that
probably
we get to
take...
play this game.
Yes. It will probably take a while, and poor Twillin is possibly going to, depending on how much you need to ask him, wind up with his head pillowed on his arms, making little soft snoring sounds as you work around him.
Yeah, that's unsurprising.
No. I am trying to have him be an active participant in this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm
He
not
is still-
explaining.
He's lost enough sleep recently. He is still he's lying on one of the I'm imagining like a stream of data pads that you're teleporting that you're telekinesising along, and he's sleeping.
I made
on
that
top
roll
of
by
the
high
stream.
enough. Teleport is probably the proper word. I made that roll by 12.
I mean, it's not teleport blink from one place to another, but you are using telekinesis to port things around.
Yes. Ran is not expecting him to remember where everything is going. That he is too tired. Ran is hoping to, as this is being sorted, explain how he can use a methodology to find where things are, as opposed to remembering where everything is.
After a few sentences, he is pulling out his comm and hitting record so that he can review what you have said later, because it is going, well, it would be going in one ear and out the other, but it's sort of bouncing off the ear to start with.
Ah, good man. Is this voice recording or is this voice and video?
Probably voice and video by default, but you can adjust it if you want.
Okay. I make a point of describing locations as I'm pointing to things, just in case.
Mm-hmm. Just in case the replay holo gets shifted, to like 180 degrees so that everything is being pointed at its wrong angle. No.
As someone who teaches video recording, it is very useful to have an audio copy that is independent of depending on the video quality.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider what high-end video recording looks like in the Star Wars universe.
I mean, the really high-end stuff is good. Most of the time you're just getting comm stuff, which is, well, it's
grainy,
comms.
blue, see-through.
Yes.
My personal headcanon is generally that the grainy blue see-through is stuff that's either like made to be transmitted from other planets or made to run on the same hardware that sort of thing uses.
It's
What
compressed.
I hate.
It's lossy.
What I hate about this is my mind just went to the jump of like old point and shoot cameras from 10 years ago are becoming popular again because kids are liking the whole retro look of the older camera. So now I'm thinking that the youths of this Star Wars game are applying a filter to their recordings to make it look like that.
Yeah. The other
I hate
possibility
that.
is that
What brain, why have you failed me?
it might simply be that that's what happens when you are sending holos long distances, and it's like in telephones. Telephones don't give the whole audio range. They clip like at the top and bottom a little bit, so that's why people sound weird over the phone. So, it's probably that the holos are simply, that's what it looks like when it's compressed to go through the comm system.
Okay.
And that's why you don't bother to record better. Okay.
Again, and back to the plot. Because
Yes,
if I took us away, I'm driving us back, dagnabbit.
It's world building!
Yes. I consider that very valid and useful in my own games. However,
we're back to the plot. Back to the plot.
Yes, yes. Some guy with hair that was going off in all directions and goggles came out of the DeLorean and told us that we had to go back. Yes. Darth Lloyd. Reference. After explaining the sorting system, Ran is then going to start showing data pads and flimsies to the Sithamon role, whose name I've already forgotten. He will forever be known as Sithamon role. I don't know you can tell me that, I will not remember. You can tell me the name of Lord Zappy Zap, and I will not remember.
It's Lord Zappy Zap.
You see, I won't remember that.
I knew her name, but now it has fled my brain because I've been asked to remember it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that happens so often. As a teacher, it happens more often than I like. In any case, I am
Navarra, and that's like, I think that's a Magic the Gathering setting.
Probably.
I don't even play Magic.
Yeah. Dwellin will attempt to follow along with what you're doing, but also partly do a certain amount of make sure that the camera picks up at least the header or when you're
Oh, yeah.
pointing at the
Well,
flimsy and stuff.
As I'm pulling things over, I'm making sure they are in front of the recording portion of the recorder and saying, all right,
Mhm.
so this data pad happens to have records for defensive equipment purchases. Where in this sorting system, where would this go?
This works for a while until one of the shelves collapses on top of Antuxa, who got a critical failure on accounting.
Oh,
I put the shelf
Gosh,
back.
There's so many data pads that have landed on poor Antuxa.
Are you okay?
Your
Antuxa
peacock
rolls
parry missed
precog
one.
parry. Oh my!
no.
and fails.
I'm concerned about how how a Sith would parry a bookshelf collapsing when a Sith's primary weapon is a lightsaber.
Well, you could give it a telekinetic shove.
This is true.
Ellie, I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, I was just responding to Antuxa rolls precog parry with and fails.
Yep. And fails by 1. The data pads, they are not doing actual damage, but they are certainly bouncing off of your head, a few of them, and, well, it will just mean that you have to tidy things up. Twillin will go, oh no, what happened? Was the shelf loose? Oh no, and try to help tidy up as well, presumably until you send him off, because his version of tidying up does indeed seem to be take the data pads and stack them over to the side to deal with later while making sure that you're okay.
No, we are not regressing here. This is an opportunity for learning.
Sorry about that. Saw a spider.
I don't have house centipedes.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but well done, Ellie. I award you 2 Cypher System XP. Normally I'd only give 1 for that. But Rand's first priority in this is to, 1, get the data pads off of Antuxa. They're sort of just like hovering in the air, like Tony Stark has spread his fingers and all of the Minority Report windows fly everywhere. Second, making sure Antuxa's okay.
Oh, I'm fine, darling. It's my ego's a little bruised, but nothing I can't handle.
Well, I can certainly understand if you wish to take a break. Sen and I can handle it from here if necessary.
Oh no, let me try that again. This time with more attention to detail.
Perhaps if we extended this section to the next shelf over.
Oh, I'm just trying to find the one with current funding on it.
You have succeeded. It's the one that bonked off your head.
Ah, well.
It's right behind your left ear.
It's all I needed it and came to me. But it's a data pad. I can't expect it to be particularly intelligent about how it does things.
And all its friends tried to come as well. They must be in a herd or something.
The ones that are intelligent enough to do that are, those houses tend to implode.
All right.
Rand says that, and then Rand remembers that the Sithamon roll is within earshot.
Looking worried again.
Ah, yes. That one wasn't a joke. You will not have to worry about it. You're in a better sphere than that.
Implode?
It's a long story that I'd rather not get into. Suffice to say, no one in this room is in a sphere that deals with nonsense like that, unless another sphere doesn't pay their taxes.
What? Sphere? Technology made a black hole?
Mysteries.
Oh, mysteries! Right, that explains everything. Oh no.
If it explains everything, don't let mysteries know that it explains everything. They'll be very cross with you. Frankly, I don't quite understand all of it myself. Now, let's get this sorted enough that you can maintain the sorting and then be able to file your taxes properly next time. The issue was you didn't change how you were sorting them when the promotions came through. And those
I
are
didn't
different
have
forms.
time. Oh.
Well, of course not. Because You had too many responsibilities thrown at you at once, and no one available to assist you with the changes. But we're here now, and the first step is making sure you can find what the criff you're looking for.
I don't know how the boss managed my master.
She had help.
Speaking of which, I've moved some funds around and ordered you, well, requisitioned you, an accounting factotum. It should be here shortly.
That's possible?
Yes, it's just money.
Oh, I didn't know where to get. I didn't know how to. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I owe you a debt. He bows in a formal fashion.
Well, you can repay it by keeping poor Rufax's troops fed and housed and clothed until she's in a position where she can resume her duties.
Oh, I will, definitely. You always have to take care of the troops. I mean, they're the ones who have your back. You can't do everything all the time. It's what
Yes,
troops...
exactly.
You need them. You're responsible for the troops.
Well, now you have an extra one.
I'll be responsible for the factotum droid, too. I will.
Don't get it wet and don't feed it after midnight. Other than
What
that,
do droids eat?
no, it's a joke.
Stack
dear.
spiders.
Oh.
And centipedes.
Anyway, you should.
I
be
just
sorted
saw.
now, and
I'm sorry. After my lines, I saw Eo's thing just light up and then go away again. And I cut off Ellie.
well, if Eo has something to say, I don't want to interrupt.
I was implying that Eo reacted to what I said.
I don't know why my ring lit up.
Probably
Well,
snickering.
then I was wrong.
Anyway, you should be sorted now. Your droid should be here soon. And, well, I think we've managed to get your taxes in order as well.
Thank you so much.
One last thing.
Yes?
So on our rounds, we ran into someone who's kind of in something like the same situation you are here.
Oh?
Yeah, he's in technology. You might want to look him up.
What's his name?
I checked the pinned messages real quick. I am in the wrong channel. That's why I can't find them.
Vorkith Blacksteel?
Yep. Vorkath Blacksteel.
Willen scribbles a note on a flimsy and says, "Got it. Thrown into the position, something happened to their master?
Yep.
I'll drop him a note. Thanks. It's always good to know people in tech who aren't building black holes too close to you."
That doesn't happen nearly as often as you're alluding to.
No, but when it happens, it's pretty memorable.
Oh, no. Actually, most of them are quite small and evaporate very quickly. Don't kill more than 2-3 people.
Yeah, and also, if I had a credit for every time that my master almost got eaten by a tech black hole, I'd have 2 credits, which is not much, but it's a lot more than you'd think.
This is what we get for hanging out in the Tri-Sphere area.
About now, a droid comes bustling in and says, "Well, where's the the situation. Well, it seems like it's well in hand, but there's a few flimsies over here. Let me go tidy these." "Ah, Master Shadowcleaver, it is so good to see you. I am your factotum droid. I will be helping you with all of your numerical needs." "Oh, great, thanks.
Well,
You can make your escape as desired now."
our work here is done. We'll see ourselves out. You two have fun
Yes.
now.
Yes?
Oh, and
Enjoy
I
the
address the
sorting.
fact. Oh yeah, I address the factotum droid before we leave by whatever their name is because insert NPC here. He's been very overworked. Try to make sure he gets some rest.
Of course, sir. My lord. Antixia, you were saying?
Nothing important.
All right. You are outside. You have checked out everyone who is even related to the people that you've been visiting, with the possible exception of let's see, which one? one of them who was accusing an enemy of messing with her with her droid. Let's see, which one? Drekthar, I believe that one would have been. Let me double check. Right.
No, Drekthar was the kindly old woman who gave us jewelry.
Oh, right. Oh, that one was Iron Fist, and the other fellow, is Darth Vorkath. Right. Ralkan Iron Fist, who was promptly accusing a strategy lord of messing with her stuff.
Which
I wrote that.
Which sounds like it could be a logistics issue, but if logistics is lax in dealing with it beyond, hey, we fix your taxes, which we did fix their taxes, it very much sounds to Rand like if logistics doesn't do anything further for maybe a week or so, it will become a laws and justice problem, or that particular person is going to take matters into their own hands, which means it may or may not be a laws and justice problem.
There is that.
But either way, it'll be sorted.
Anyway, that's the only possible loose end that you might have. So, what are you all doing? Where are you all heading?
Well, there was a thing
Mm-hmm.
that Intuxa was interested in doing, and we had this prior obligation of tax week to deal with, and we have now dealt with it.
We have, but I'm afraid I need to take 5 minutes. Can we take a break?
Of course.
Yeah.
And skipping over the part you're going to take out, you are meandering, strolling along away from the very much cookie cutter barracks / office that Twillin was at. And now it is time to either return to your boss, whom you don't actually have to return to unless you feel like, because you did send in the information, and that would be fine. Or you can do whatever things you want to be doing. Or you can ask for the GM to, do something. Throw in a man with bursts in with a gun or a lightsaber or something.
Well, Lord Zeldry had that test that he needed apprentices for.
Was what I was just about to say. We should
Perhaps now that
probably...
we've done our work, we could apply for a leave of absence so that we can help out.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it wouldn't do us being in accounting at all or logistics rather. I suppose it wouldn't do us being in logistics and all to just go off somewhere without filing the paperwork.
There is, I will note, the other question as to whether you are going to tell him about the grandchild.
We already told him about the grandchild.
Yes.
No, not really.
No, we told.
Well,
I misappropriated which person we're talking about.
Sorry.
We told Darth Chardonnac, who we'd probably have to go to for permission for the leave of absence to go do this, that there's a grandchild.
Yes.
We didn't tell the other guy.
Yeah.
The actual grandfather. In any case, I rolled logistics bureaucracy and made it by 4 for filing the appropriate paperwork for us to get leave.
It's in the middle of tax season, but you have basically zoomed through, and anything else is probably going to be above your pay grade. You could go back and get another list of apprentices. Well, usually not apprentices, they're lords. The lords are usually filing for the apprentices, but you could go back and get another list. Or you can file for a leave of absence, and that's certainly a thing that can be done, and you may in fact get it because you've zoomed through all of these quite well, and also you made it by 4.
Fostering good relations between logistics and biotics. After all, we want to find out what they're up to.
That is certainly an argument that can be, this is a prime opportunity, and also it sounds like this is possibly a secret is probably not the word, since apparently the Lord in question would really rather not keep it a secret, but it's probably a little hush-hush.
The Lord involved is trying to tell people about it, but the sphere involved has turned down the gain on his microphone.
Yeah. Well, the Lord involved would rather not be the one who has to try to find out something about something somewhere, apparently, or go somewhere. Because, I mean, can you really trust droids or minions to feed your snake correctly? Come on here.
I'll stick with the stack spiders, thank you very much. I will will them into being canon.
There's at least stories. All right.
And if there weren't, there are now.
There certainly are now.
Space Reddit has had multiple accounts post stories of stack spiders. Rand will admit to nothing.
Well, the paperwork has been filed. You have not gotten it countermanded. It's probably going to take a little bit. It may actually have to go up to Darth Chardonnay to get stamped because it's not quite rubber stamp time. So it may take an hour or two. You have a certain number of hours left in the day. Probably you're not going to be able to get much more done tonight, but you can probably get something more done depending on what it is. You can go out and have a wild party. You can go check on your parents and all the kids.
Preventative droid maintenance.
You can make sure that your minions from that hick planet sandball are, taking their lessons in imperial knowledge, history and reading and computer research.
I heard something about a party.
You can go have a nice wild party after a hard day's work. You can possibly also get your mom's holocall since it's going cheap at you.
Okay, I'll pick that up.
And Tuxa, darling! I'm in the fresher. After all, if I'm in the fresher, then they can't hear me out there. Have you researched who yet?
Yes. Sorry, I'm in public.
Oh, no problem.
Just a moment.
Of course.
Won't you excuse me? I need to take this. And Tuxa will walk off somewhere, like, around a corner.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know why she's doing this. They've both met her mom.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we got in touch with him earlier today. He's typical biotics, although he says he doesn't use his grandchildren for experiments. He's got some business he wouldn't talk about that he needs an apprentice to go do. We might actually take him up on it. But
Oh, do you think
in
that
the-
supervised visits would be safe?
supervised, yes. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I would let her. I'm not really concerned for. Well, just there's so much for her to get into, and
Oh, tell me
He-
about it. We've
he
been having to
seems a
show
bit-
her everything.
He seems a bit distractible.
Oh, one of those.
Well, he doesn't have his apprentices around, so they're off on some. I don't remember what they're off doing, but
He may even be between apprentices. It's a little unclear.
so he's sort of running around running things himself, and
Ah,
although he seems like a nice enough man, for a
like
Sith
your
Lord.
father when he was young.
Well, Dad, when he was young, I hope, didn't try to raise mutant chlor slugs.
No, but the number of extremely dangerous holocrons that I managed to pry out of his spare closet back before you were born. Well, he just sort of picked them up and absently put them in the closet, and there they were, sitting in the closet, whispering about the dread powers that they could bring, and he just ignored them. Still, it seemed like not a useful thing for, a kid. So,
Some
All
people collect Funko Spops. Some people, I don't know, collect dark repositories of ancient knowledge. Yeah, at least he knew where he was headed.
well, yes. Nevertheless, it was quite the surprise to have something. You go into the closet to do a little bit of tidying, And then there's something attempting to whisper into your brain that it has sufficient power that you could overthrow all your enemies, take control of the empire, and rule with an iron fist. Be terrible, feared, and adored all at the same time somehow. And really, not what I had in mind for that cleaning day.
But what I want is the power to sweep under this bed. Actually, I
Pretty much.
don't think I can give you that. Well, then what good are you? Stay in the closet.
Yeah, something like that.
What we really need is a holocron that teaches Force Roomba.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm picturing a holocron gliding around on the floor, cleaning things up, while a space cat sits on top of it.
I mean, mouse droids. The holocron is the space cat you see sitting on the mouse droid.
yes, exactly. Anyway, here's his address. I'll make sure he's expecting you. We're headed over there now anyway.
Oh, excellent.
I'll make sure he's expecting you or maybe not expecting you, but at least knows you're coming.
I think
Because
I'll give him a call first of all, and
Yes.
I'm going to try to bed down all the children soon. It's getting late after all. And, well, we're arranging to make sure that they have schooling and figure out if we can get some more beds in the apartment or if we have to find some way to rent something maybe next door. We'll figure something out. After all, we have to raise them up right. They're going to all go into reclamation service. Won't it be wonderful?
It will. It's just like that time when I was growing up when that barracks exploded and you offered to house a platoon of soldiers until, I mean, they were there to defend us, but the tent was pretty small.
Well, yes, we just had to get everything sorted out. It worked out, didn't it?
Yes,
I mean, after all, it wasn't like we had to house everyone. They were hot bunking.
true, but I was cleaning MREs out of my, MRE bits out of my prehistoric doll collection for weeks.
Sorry about that.
No,
We should have
hardly your fault.
arranged. Well, we should have arranged
Anyway.
where the kitchen was sorted out,
Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. It sounds like you've got your hands full, but yeah, I'll talk to him this evening sometime and let him know that you're going to give him a call.
Thank you so much, dear. Mocha's such a delight, but she really does want something. She wants her family.
Understandable.
All right, I'll let you get back to it.
All right. Good
Have
luck
fun.
with the kids.
Thank you.
Don't bankrupt yourself on the pizzas.
Of course not. I'll start making them myself, or maybe I'll buy a droid. See you later, darling.
Talk to you soon, Mom.
Bye. Click.
All right, so I need to swing by Lord Zeldry's. I don't know if you want to come with me, but if you have nothing else to do, you might as well.
I had nothing else on my schedule.
Then?
Zen is deciding.
Or possibly something has happened else Discord that has been distracting.
Sen is
Are you not
distracted
hearing
by...
me?
No.
Correct,
No,
we
not
were not
hearing you at
hearing you.
Okay, so the issue was that my headphones, I had my computer situated on my lap in such a way that apparently it was pushing the headphones thingy up just a tiny bit too much.
Oh
Oops.
no.
No, I have
Yeah,
not heard from you at all.
Sen was saying they were pretty much on board with talking to Lord Seltray. They were suggesting it earlier.
Not sure we heard
Okay.
that one. Okay.
Well then, let's find a taxi, shall we?
Taxis. Flaggable down,
are-
especially if you're paying.
We are after all right outside his offices, so we do need to take a taxi to get there.
I flagged down a taxi with telekinesis other.
I mean, the trick is
Don't
flagging down a
do
taxi
that.
that doesn't have someone in it. You get yelled at by a moth for derailing the taxi. This is the moth's taxi, and you, sir, are not in uniform. That is not an appropriate uniform.
It is for an apprentice. My apologies.
I am Grand Moff
There's only one Grand Moff.
Yeah, the
Oh
and
no.
took a crit success. They might be a retired grandma.
Mind
what are you
tricks.
doing with your critical success on mind tricks?
Suggesting the moth wants to walk?
He's been given special dispensation, sir. It was in all the memos.
Oh, well, yes. I haven't been reading as many memos since I retired. Yes. Nevertheless, this is my taxi, and unless this is Imperial business, I
Of course, sir.
require this taxi.
Our apologies.
Good, very good. Droid, continue on.
You got it, Chief.
With
You can.
as the sorry.
No,
as
you
soon-
go. Sorry.
As soon as the taxi is far enough away that this conversation is not heard by the retired Grand Moff or whatever rank he had, Ran is going to turn to Entuxa and say, I truly appreciate that you did that, but I would have deserved the talking down.
Yes, well, time does tick away, and addressing down on a street, a public street, is, well,
I would have deserved it, and it would have been encouragement for me to not do it again.
not wear your apprentice robes.
Ran is just going to hold in the smile poorly and try to flag down a taxi in a proper fashion that does not require it to move against its will or the will of the pilot.
Considering that you are probably well enough paid that you can actually pay for priority as opposed to wait for a taxi to become available in your area, you can rather quickly get a taxi in a legitimate fashion that only gets mildly yanked off course once by other impatient Sith somewhere who then realize that perhaps there's Sith in that taxi and they should not. You arrive back at the biotics office where presumably Lord Zeldray still is. Made by 11.
Incidentally,
Hmm?
I would like to point out to the discerning listener that
All
Entuxa
day.
does not wear a Sith apprentice robe.
True.
No, but Rand does wear a Sith apprentice robe over top of a military uniform.
Yes. Oh, Zelday.
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 Zelddyy.
They'll
Are they a
die.
princess?
Perhaps they're another tower.
Wrong game.
Halo. Halo.
I will ring the doorbell.
Okay. Just a moment. The doorbell did, there is the door buzzes open. It is the same room. There's still a droid behind the desk. There's still somewhat a crooked statue of a strange fish-like being. The droid that was attempting to position it is in a slightly different position, still attempting to position it cautiously. Perhaps someone needs to give that droid better strength. Who knows?
I am still
Rand
attempting
continues.
to float.
Floating is still very difficult, even if you have made it by 7, but you are extremely light on your feet. You are sort of going on tippy-toe.
The player very much understands that force flying is not really a thing in Star Wars. However, Ran has an aspiration that the player doesn't think he will reach.
Well then, yes.
But no one tell Ran this. Not when he's in biotics.
The droid behind the desk goes, "Ah, my lords, was there something wrong with the taxes after all?"
No, this is a different matter. Is Lord Zeldai in?
One moment, I shall send him a message. It starts tapping on the appropriate controls on, a data pad probably on its desk. And after a short moment, during which I drag people through the walls, yes.
Whee!
Lord Zeldai shows up again. Does his icon there. I have a better image for him elsewhere, but you'll just have to scroll way back to find it. Or maybe I will. The apprentices again. Is there something I can do for you all?
Well, my lord, actually I have somewhat of a surprise for you. A pleasant one, I hope.
I certainly hope so.
One of your grandchildren was found in an orphanage. My parents are looking after her until such time as we can reunite her with you.
Orphan. What? Do you know the name? Her. You said her, didn't you? I thought I heard.
Yes, her
Really?
parents were. She lost her parents in some sort of accident.
I mean, enough of the. Probably in the military, it happens.
I'm afraid I don't have the details.
No,
But
no, that's fine. I don't expect you to.
my mother will be calling to set up a visit, if that's all right with you.
Yes, of course, definitely, of course. It's so rarely that I actually get to interact with any of them very much. The sphere has a reputation,
Well, she
and
does seem interested.
oh, what delight! Do you know if she's force sensitive?
No, she hasn't been tested as far as I know, but
Orphanage must be below. Well, plenty of time if she's going to, and even if not, that's fine. If she's interested, perhaps she might want to be a scientist, or she could be something else. Whatever she wants to do. Really? Oh, gracious. They don't come visit much.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why. It's
who has the time these days?
oh yes, that and I have to be aloof, or people will think that they're a weakness and try to harass them to upset me.
Of course.
You won't tell anyone, will you? After all,
No,
you don't want gills.
no, of course not.
Good. Good.
No, my parents and I mean she told me, but I don't know who else she's told. But as far as I know, my parents are the only ones who have connected her to you.
Well, just so
Uh,
long as the problem isn't her knowing me. The problem is if I need to get some defenses up. I'll have I'll hire a bodyguard, a droid bodyguard. That will work. Yes. Well, technology. I'll have to find someone in technology I can trust to program it properly. That's what I'll do.
I
Yes, I'll
happen to know a couple of brilliant droid engineers over in what was it, defense and offense?
They're not bad.
Both,
They're
I think.
not. Yes. If I can get
And there
hold
was
of a
that technologist we met today.
you have a hold on them?
Well, we helped them file their taxes.
So they owe you a small favor.
Yes, I suppose so.
Hmm. Well, I'll have to be able to do something for you then. I'm not sure. Oh, and my Darth wants me to go investigate that thing. I don't want to investigate that thing.
Actually, I was sort of hoping I could do that for you.
Oh, really?
Well, it's either that or go around to more people's offices and tell them they haven't filed their taxes properly. And between you and me, whatever it is your Darth wants you to do, it sounds more interesting than that.
I mean, there's every possibility that there's some unfiled taxes there, too.
Yes, well, in that case, it would be well within our purview and our responsibility to check it out.
Well, if, I'd owe you even more then, and I do try to repay my debts of honor, and this would be one. Especially if I need to be setting up to take care of a grandchild. He's just sort of patting his chest and looking like this is the most wonderful gift ever. But he has to get so many things organized. Right. Yes. What is this? Please don't tell my Darth that you're doing me a favor. At least not openly. I'll pay you back. Don't worry.
My lord, I don't believe I know who your Darth is.
Well, good. Let's keep it that.
And even if I did know, I wouldn't know.
Good. So there's a Darth in technology, Graphatus. They've been maintaining a research station in black space. It was allegedly abandoned. It was dealing with something smuggled samples from Quesh, and one of ours jumped spheres. The rat's son of an nerf herder. So the problem is it's gone silent. Presumably they were doing some kind of tech / biotics research. They were doing biotics research is what they were doing, and they weren't involving biotics. They were trying to keep it within tech. That's what that Darth Graffatus was doing. But
I see.
the station's gone silent.
And so your Darth wants you to investigate this space station research facility
Mm-hmm.
Out in black space,
Mm-hmm.
run by technology that was
Illicit.
illicitly investigating biotics-related subjects.
Mm-hmm.
And you, knowing all this, are wise enough to not want to have to do it yourself. I see the errand.
I do
Well-
believe that my Darth is a tad upset with me for some reason or other. Possibly he did not like the egg I sent.
That is a danger.
It was a perfectly good egg. It was one of my snake's eggs. I also did send one of the Calor Slug eggs, the modified ones, but I meant for that one to be hatched, not to be cracked. They were labeled. I swear they were labeled.
Oh.
I have never been more grateful to not be in biotics.
Sometimes people
Labeled-
just don't read the instructions, my lord.
Well, also,
Exactly.
What's acting again?
Acting. It's a skill.
Well, yes, but the roll would be, is it intelligence -5?
Yeah, generally.
IQ.
Okay. Ran is doing his best to keep a straight face.
Roll.
Ran is horrified.
Oh, missed it by 1.
Ran is horrified about
You
the
made
entire
You made a
description.
mighty effort, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
he is trying very, very hard, but he is mortified. Some of it is secondhand mortified, but there's also a good deal of, oh my gosh, what are we getting into? He might have gone pale.
Oh no! It's if it's all been, honestly, the best case is that it's all been blasted by the Republic who found it, and then it won't be anyone's problem at all, except maybe the Republic's if they went on the station without suits. But if they knocked a hole in it, then there wouldn't be any atmosphere, so it ought to be fine. I can get you PPE. I can get you suits.
That would be lovely.
Yes, I'll
And
arrange it.
as for the favor, in the future, I'm meaning to do some consulting. If I do, may I come to you?
Of course. I'd love to help. I like to help people anyway, but I try not to advertise that, or I'd have so many people coming to bother me instead of letting me do my research.
Of course. Oh, well, that's why I'm doing my half of it in advance.
Well, that's perfectly fair. Perfectly fair. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Oh, good.
And think
I
of
will
the time we're
arrange-
saving you.
Yes, exactly. I will
Ooh.
arrange so that you have the proper suits. I can arrange a ship through the sphere if you haven't got one of your own yet.
If you
Or-
please. That would be most helpful. Or at least transmit the coordinates.
Oh
So we
yes,
know
of
where to
course.
look.
I can. Yes, of course. I was assuming I'm going to have to be requesting a Fury myself anyway. So I don't know if you
course.
want logistics Furies instead of biotics Furies. They might not have as much lab on yours. I don't know.
Logistics
Oh,
Furies have
Interesting.
fewer
It hadn't
tentacles.
occurred to me they would be different. But of
If
course they
you-
would be. I've done the requisitions. Of course they would be. Anyway,
I'll
just not thinking very hard about it. That's all.
right. Anyway, so I'll requisition a ship, and if you don't like the ship, then your logistics, you can probably swap it for another ship, right?
We'll work something out.
Perfect. And they'll have the suits, and I'll send those. I'll put those in the cargo hold. So if you swap the ships, everything will be in the cargo hold. And if there's anything that you need after you look at that, then just contact me and I will file the paperwork. I actually know how to file biotics paperwork, even if my taxes were a little bit iffy here and there. Thank you so much for finding my grandchild.
Of course.
I wouldn't want any of them to be alone in this world.
Well, she's definitely not alone anymore. My mother will be contacting you to arrange a visit.
Understood. Yes. Of course, responsible parent can't let a child just run around this place. I have to make sure the place is child-proofed. Is there anything else, or I need to go child-proof the lab?
No, and if there is, I'll make contact with your droid.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Yes, good. All right, yes. He nods, he does a little bow and is fussily puttering off back towards his lab.
Good evening, my lord.
Good evening. Have a happy post-belated egg day. Yes. He heads out.
Like I told my mother, distractible.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you've made
So-
his day.
Yes, well, someone had to do it. So, shall we prepare for an interstellar journey?
I have some reservations about what we seem to be getting into.
Biohazard suits from the sound of it,
Yes.
although not for a while yet.
Yes. However, this seems important to you, so I'm definitely going along.
Oh, thank you. Sen, do you think you'll accompany us, or
I would much rather do whatever this is than more taxes.
Oh, but this tax week has been a breeze. Why, I've only had a few doors slammed in our faces.
we did get about a week's worth of work done today?
Yes,
Usually this takes much longer.
indeed.
Oh no.
And by this
See,
time,
I
I
was-
usually have twice as many check marks underneath the "Don't you know who I am" listing.
Oh, great.
See, that's why we're abandoning the hunt and going off on an adventure of our own.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that someone would,
Be violently opposed to paying the taxes?
yeah.
Well, hopefully
That's
on the
what
space
I'm here
station.
for.
Hopefully on the space station there will be someone or something violently opposed to us coming to investigate. And then
Some-
you can educate them on the error of their ways.
Sen is the violence inherent in the system.
And aren't we glad that Sen doesn't have little things like berserk? That would be awkward.
Phew.
By being repressed. So, you have a plan? You
We have
will.
a man.
Yeah, and you
I'm sure there's
will.
a canal around here somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's some PPE, and allegedly you're going to be having a ship, and the droid will take your information as needed to make sure that you can be contacted with the appropriate information to pick up your ship. And
Wait, I'm not saying I can't do it, but shouldn't the ship be picking us up instead of the other way around?
well, first you pick it up, then you get on it, and then it picks you up. It's sort of reciprocal.
Okay. I pick up the ship. Telekinesis
by
other made
12.
by 12.
I think you'd actually have to get more than 12 to pick up a Fury. They're a little bit larger. But
I
you
had
could-
I
you
had
could
not
probably
considered
pick-
how large the ship is.
Well, let me just...
Judge him by his size, do not.
Here's a standard Fury class, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Let me drag you some...
I can see it.
I see the little bit of a ghost of an image.
Let's see, there's that, and... Oh, there's Ran. Ran, why are you stuck in... Whoa. Ran, what the criff?
I can still
What is
move.
your
I just
vision?
can't see my character unless I
Yeah,
have them selected.
Yes.
You'll
Yeah,
never
stop
catch me
stop
alive.
moving.
Oh, sure enough. Oh, wow.
That is weird as criff. Okay.
That map is. I know that a map has loaded. The text at the top is showing up.
Yeah, when I select your
But-
character, I see all you've only got the orange outlines that I made, except the
Is
light
that
sources
ship-
are blowing it out.
Is that ship
That's what it is.
really larger than the gun turrets that I was moving around when I had
Yes.
a lower skill?
I think what I need to do is turn off all the lights.
We walk into the hangar bay. It's like stepping into the sun.
Yeah, well,
It's-
you have night
was-
vision, and we have night vision mod now.
It was decorated for Egg Day.
Obviously.
National Lampoon's Egg Day. Yes. The house is on fire. No, it's not, Grandma. Oh my god.
Okay.
The ship is not even orange. It's gray. That's
Yes.
how bright it was. It was the black and gold dress.
I was trying to make the lights actually illuminate things with the old settings, but now that you put in that mod for the night vision, you have night vision.
Ah,
If
And
I recall.
You're putting that on me, but you asked for that night vision mod.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to do that, but that's cool. Okay, excellent. Also, the other thing is that it was not in darkness, so I think you've got an infinite view on it. So, but that's fine. That is what a Fury looks like, and I suspect that there will be actual adventuring come the next week, because I think we've probably been playing at least an hour and a half by when
yeah.
and it's getting late. People might need to sleep in the morning. Snow day, long weekend, that kind of thing. So I am going to, does anyone have any last banter?
Well, obviously, I'm taking room 5. That's a
Captain's
choice.
quarters.
I can't fly this thing. Can you?
I believe that's where Sen comes in.
Sen, darling, do you fly starships?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
You can
then
also
room
get-
5 is all yours. I'll bunk in 11 with Red.
And you also can, if you desire, get a droid for it. And then you can all arm wrestle over the captain's quarters.
I seem to recall early in this sub campaign, somebody almost possibly reaching for the controls while Sen was flying creatively.
I can fly an air car. I just can't fly a starship.
I can fly them in the same way that one flies a toy plane.
Actually, wait, I'm not sure you gave me the piloting skill for that.
I
know that the
intended
pilot-
to. I intended to make it a piloting skill for ships that have contragravity as their.
Oh, but I think it's way
Okay.
funnier if Sen's just been like, well, I guess I can fly it. How hard could it be?
No, I mean, I know I
Oh,
used it to pilot, but I think you might have given me the wrong one.
Possibly.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
not going
I
to
have-
argue with results.
I have contragravity / air car. So I was assuming that was intended to be like specifically air cars and not starships.
I would give you a moderately favorable default for a starship especially if you were not having to do weird, funky stuff, like dogfighting. I mean, if you're doing dogfighting, there's going to be a definite penalty.
Well, all the same, I'm satisfied to let Sen
You
do
had
it.
me use it for shuttle piloting, but you gave me contragrav.
I mean, contragrav / shuttle would probably cover that pretty well. The ship is perhaps a little bigger than you would normally be expecting
Can
yourself
we handle
to pilot.
this later?
Yes, we can handle it later. Good night, all. And thank you all for playing. Thank everyone for listening. Hopefully we did not cylon too terribly.
Not
I was
a bit.
joined. Excellent. I was joined by Crash and Ellie and EO. And is there anything anyone wants to plug?
Well, you write books.
I have been known to do this. Furthermore, some of them are for sale. And you can find the links for that at elizabethmccoy.com, or you can just try and look me up on your favorite place to buy books, and you can ask your local library to look me up on Overdrive and, that kind of thing. And then everybody will be happy if your library buys it, because you can read it for free that way. And I still get paid. It's wonderful. And speaking of wonderful things,
Well, I have a website at noel.town, which aspirationally at the moment, but if you're listening to this in the normal process of these episodes being posted will actually be populated. It has links to all of the various things that I do. That's Noelle, NOELLE.town. And speaking of websites,
Well, if you go to aaronbsmith.com, you will functionally see the same thing that you see at noel.town, which is links to other things. That is exactly why that's there. Now, if you click on the link there that goes to aaronbsmith.com/cogwheel, for example, you will see this episode and all the other podcasts that we do. That's where I put all of them. That's their home. Also, you can follow us on the Fediverse at is.aaronbsmith.com/@cogwheel. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/cogwheelgaming, where you can help us keep the lights on, along with other illustrious patrons, including Ellie, Shen, Walter, Liv Droman, and patron emeritus Cindy.
Until next time, this is Beth saying, Granddad? Darling! Good night, everyone.
it's so nice to see a happy family together again.
Mm-hmm.
They're in biotic, so I'm seeing it from afar, but still, it's nice.
Seeing it from afar while wearing PPE.
Yes.
Fair enough. Good night, everyone.
I hope she likes the horrible mutants.
You never know. She might.